So we on. We
We
on.
on.
We on. We on.
Thank you, Marcellus, for coming to
Oh,
Brooklyn,
you're welcome. You're welcome.
trekking all the way out here. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yes.
It took a while
Yes.
to make
Yes, it
it
did.
happen, but I'm excited. So thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you
you're
very
welcome.
much.
You're
How you
welcome. You
feeling
too.
today?
I'm feeling good. I've been just came back from Montreal, which was super dope. Man, Montreal is a vibe, man.
So I've heard. So I've
Yeah,
heard.
it's a vibe, man. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Yeah. Played with my sis Ash Lauren, which is dope. And we had a good time, man.
Nice, nice. So
Yeah.
the last time I saw you it was actually a Human Head Records, maybe like a month
Ah,
ago.
yeah,
We
yeah,
bumped
yeah,
into each
yeah.
other. Um, and that got me wondering, do you still go out digging a lot? What's the
All the
routine?
time.
Especially obviously when you're on the road, like when you're
Yeah,
yeah.
man. Like in when I was in Montreal, I mean, that's just the DJ in me and the music head in me. As much as I try not to, something always pulls me back in. Like if I'm staying at a hotel and I just see a DJ friend, oh, I'm going record shopping. You should come. I'm like, on it, damn, you know. And there was one time I tried to discipline myself. Like, okay, when I go to the record store, I'm only buying 4 records.
That works.
Ooh, no, it didn't work. That didn't work. Yeah, I tried to do that back home, and especially when they have a new shipment,
hmm
especially on a Thursday, and it was on a Thursday. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna discipline myself. No,
No.
so I just either go record shopping or don't. So yeah.
Okay. Is there something different when you or a place because you travel a lot? Is there something or a city that you look really forward to that was like if I'm gonna go there, I definitely go to that store, or is it more like I'm not going or I'm going,
Right.
or is it like extra
Yeah, this
excitement?
it depends. Like if I haven't been to that place in a while, like maybe like for instance, I don't go to LA much. So when I do get the chance, I gotta go record shopping. That's the first thing. Or places like Atlanta, like places I normally don't play much. I'll do some record shopping, but places I frequent, well, they won't miss me. You know, they won't miss me. So
I'm wondering how besides record shopping, how you dig for new music. The reason I'm asking is because back then we had back then whatever when that was, right, we had the radio, which was a very big influence
right.
of introducing music or new music to not just the DJ, to anybody. um and then there was always like the taste makers or like people that had, or the people in the record store who knew you and be like, here, you need this, you need that. And then these days with obviously social media and technology, there are many videos that I come across or posts that all the people will be like, oh, if you like this and this producer, there's 5 tracks you need to know, and they're like, you need to know these 5 tracks by yada yada yada. And sometimes it's very personal. That's just my opinion, right? It comes across a little bit as a like dictation of like you telling me what I need to listen to, rather than a personal relationship to finding new music.
Right.
So I wonder how you stay away from like the oversaturation of people telling you you need this, you need
I'm
that.
still old school, man. I just go to the record store. You know, like back in the day, they had record store called Record Time, which Mike Huckabee, rest in peace, was like he was the godfather of that place. But like if he recommended me to some music, I'll listen to it. If I don't like it, I'll put it back. If I like it, I'll buy it. Simple as that. But like Instagram and the social media thing, like when they recommend stuff, I'll check it out. But if that shit ain't fired, I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. I'm not gonna buy it, you know. But yeah, I'm old school.
Yeah, because I think I overheard you say in another interview that I found online where you say music is a precious thing, rightfully
it's
so,
precious.
right? It's a sacred thing, and I I personally get a joy of finding songs for myself rather than somebody else telling me
Right.
you need this. Or I shouldn't say, there's only certain people that I take the advice from, or when they say it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll listen. But if it's, just random online and it's just, you get hit with these things, I think like it takes away that personal relationship one has with music.
Yeah.
So,
And then there's always the algorithm too, so they always know, oh, that person likes that, so they'll, play the video with somebody familiar that has familiar taste, and sometimes it's good, sometimes most of the time it's not. you know. So yeah, I don't really actually when I see stuff like that, I just scroll.
keep scrolling. Okay, I gotta do a better job to stay off the algorithm. Then I must have clicked on something.
Yeah, exactly. But I find myself now doing more digital shopping now for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes when you go to certain record stores, it's like, man. And then they don't help you in the record stores like they used to,
Really?
Yeah, well, certain record stores will here, but there's not many record stores that have, current electronic music. Like, oh, you need this, you need that. Pick stuff, picking stuff off the wall. Like, oh, you need that, need that, need that. That's a lost art now. Man.
There's gonna be people in the comments. You have to come to this record store. You have to come find me.
They do it. I want to go. That's a billion record stores that I haven't discovered yet, and I am a record store fiend. So if you're in the comments saying
Get that part right.
Yeah, hey, let me know. I love a new record store. That's a good habit to have.
Yeah, and I think there's even like what it is called? What is it called? One of those memes that says if you're a DJ or if you play records, you will never be rich. That kind of thing, because
you spending money on music. Yeah,
yeah.
And like that's why I say, man, I don't care how long you've been playing music. You don't have everything. There's no such thing. Because there's music, especially now, at the rapid rate music is coming out. There's more sucky music than there is good, but there's a lot. And unfortunately, the good music, you don't hear too much of that because there's more bad music.
It's just too much, and I think it's harder to dig through all the stuff that is either sucky or mediocre for you to actually. There's just so much noise happening everywhere. Maybe that's why, and it sucks. But I also feel like the what is it called, the lifespan of when you release something. It's shorter, the pre excitement is everything is much shorter.
Right.
So you're not like, oh, when is this releasing? Okay, cool. And then, okay, it came out yesterday. Okay, great. And then 5 days later, everybody forgot already. So like that's the sad part of it.
Yeah, man. I kind of miss the days when you had to search physically for the song you've been looking for. Like you had to search so long, like maybe 5 years. You've been looking for a tune, and you find it when you least expect it. You just go to a random record store, and like, you freeze up. You're like, oh, that's it. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I've done that a few times. That feeling that you get when you find, and that I think because again, speaking to if somebody else tells you, here, take that,
Yeah.
it's different of what you just described. I was
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
my God, I found it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you searching and you not even think that's not even in your mind. You haven't thought about that song in 6 months. And you just you picking out your tunes, they're bam right there. And you're like, oh God. That's it. Okay, time to go. I've done that once. I found something that I've been looking for like maybe 4 years. And searching and just looking, do some record shopping. And, oh shit! All right, time to go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. It was expensive too, so that'll do it.
That's like one of those.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell
One
me.
of
You don't have to tell me.
45s, one of 45s. That's like I paid a nice amount for that.
Yeah, then you leave because I think
Yeah, I
that's
was like, oh well, hey, I like this record store. By the way, I'll be back. But only one. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all I need for now. And they don't know I'm like shit, you know. But
that makes sense.
put on my poker face.
That
like,
checks
yeah,
out.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the fun of record shopping, man. You like, and especially you go to a store, you see a record that you see all the time, and it's trying to tell you, hey, you need this, but you don't do it. And then you hear somebody play, like, man, what is that? And then you see that same, I'm like, damn, I see that record all the time, and just don't get it. Whenever you see a tune or a record that you see all the time, is the universe trying to tell you something. Get that record. Yeah, because that's happened several times to me. So that's my advice.
To pick it up.
Yep.
That makes
Pick
sense.
that record up. The universe is trying to tell you need this in your life.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I have here. We spoke earlier about the east side of Detroit.
East side.
And,
East side till I die.
Where you from?
East side.
And we also had Dion on the show, who's also from the east side. And I've asked him also, like, what does it mean to be from the east side versus if you're from the west side of Detroit? And he gave me his version. So I'm wondering what your version of explanation is. What does it mean to be from the east side of Detroit? Like, what are the characteristics of the east side of Detroit? Then back then when you grew up, and maybe now if it changed.
Man, the east side is still, it's not as grimy, but it's still grimy. We still got our elements. But due to the, gentrification, I mean, gentrification is happening. The whole world is being gentrified. But what it means to me, man, that's where I was born. I was born and raised, born in Huntsville Hospital.
You're giving us the hospital too?
Yeah, Huntsville Hospital. I grew up there. Listened to the radio a lot. That's why I'm in this music now, because all the best radio stations was on the east side. So, and I don't know, man.
The reason I'm asking, maybe I'm misunderstanding that, because you know how even in New York, when people be like, "Yo, I'm from Brooklyn," or like, "Oh, I'm from the Bronx," and then there's not wars, but people be like, "I'm from the Bronx, I'm from Uptown," or from Queens. So and there are certain characteristics, like if there's a big West Indian community in Brooklyn, or like in Flatbush in Brooklyn, or also in the Bronx. So I'm wondering if there's like characteristic of that on the east side of Detroit versus the west side. But it's just like
there's a big difference. A lot of people won't admit it, but the west side is, I say it, west side is way better than the east side.
In what terms?
As far as, I mean, they got more swag, they dress better. We back now, we good, but back in the day, man, we were, like I said, grimy, man. Hoodie. Wear the same hoodie for like 2 weeks. Dirty. dirty gym shoes. You know, you go to the West Side, it's all Gucci and Prada. You know, the girls look better. You know what I mean? The girls dress better. You know, I mean, you had some of us on the East that wasn't grimy. You know, but compared to the West Side, man,
So some
West
like
Side is
economic differences.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
you can see the contrast too. You go on the East Side, a lot of most of that Detroit ruin porn, all of that stuff is on the East Side. All those abandoned, but they always show the same abandoned buildings.
So it ain't that many. It's
Yeah,
just the same ones they be
just
showing.
yeah. They always want to show you the bad. When they show you the bad parts, it's always the same. Take a look at those Detroit ruin porn videos, and they'll show the same buildings. Detroit has a lot of good neighborhoods,
Right.
you know, on the East and West, mostly on the West, but again, most of those abandoned buildings they show is on the East Side, you know, and yeah, you know, we're just a little bit more
Gotcha.
grimy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious, you know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I hear people say it all the time. I'm from the East Side. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
well, what does it mean? You know, from somebody who's
Yeah.
not from Detroit.
Right.
I was just curious.
Yeah,
That's
because
all.
we
That's
a
all.
little bit more
A little more
rough
grit
around
to
the
it.
edges. Yeah, you know.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I wondered. We're talking about DJing now. Since you are a DJ, let's talk
Oh,
about
yeah,
DJing.
yeah,
How
yeah,
about that?
yeah.
You've told the story also plenty of times of how you got into DJing. I
Mm.
think your cousin played a big part in that,
Mhm.
if I understand correctly. What I wondered is how, at what point, or like how many years you've practiced DJing, and then at what point you felt like, okay, I feel like I have, you know how people call it their own sound, or like more so like their own style of DJing, and then people started to come out for you, and you get booked to be you and not like one of many, if
Right.
that makes sense, you know?
Damn. Wow. Damn, that's a good one. Nobody's ever asked me that. Fuck. I guess when I started going out and Mike Huckabee and Billy Bob, you know, there was sometimes let DJs come through, just, you know, you bring some records, you know, they bring some records. I'm like, really? They did that to me for the first time. It's like, bring some records.
Nervous?
Okay, I'll bring some records. My first record I put on, man, that nervousness went away, you know. But yeah, that St. Andrews, playing with Theo, um, that did that helped me.
Yeah.
And people took notice, and I just kept getting gigs from there.
Oh,
you know,
easy as 1, 2, 3.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and what's crazy is I've never did mixtapes. I never did that. I never had a mixtape. You know,
Not to be like, hey, listen to this.
yeah, like there's the rare mixtape. I've never done that. Never had an opportunity to do that, which is a blessing, I think. You know, I just my name started just by doing free gigs. You know, and it's okay to do free gigs. I still do them sometimes. You know,
don't say that too loud, because now people be like,
I said, well, it depends on. Depends on the person,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, I mean, if it's in my heart, so I like doing this. I like making people happy, you know. So
Okay.
yeah, this is what I was supposed to do.
Nice. Is there, I know you mentioned your musical family, also your musical background in your family as well.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time, I can imagine if you grow up with music being around all the time, not just you listening to it, but actively you seeing your family actively practicing it, and just like it's something everybody listens to, everybody does. But now you come to a point where you play it, like you just said, maybe for free sometimes, but then you know, that becomes your profession, so to speak. Number one, I wondered if there was ever a time that you wanted to become something else other than a DJ? And then also, like, how did you, when you started, but also even now, do you find yourself sometimes having to navigate a thin line between music is this precious thing that I always cherish and that music always first, and then the other side of it's my profession, I gotta maybe do stuff or deal with stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the music side, but it's just that whatever comes with being in music? And how do you, I guess, keep your sanity to balance those two?
Man.
There was a lot of question in one, so feel free to like answer one after the other.
Yeah, you gotta
Break it down.
yeah, I believe you said something about
Like when you were younger, did you want to be anything else but a DJ? Fireman? I'm kidding.
This is gonna trip you out. This is gonna trip you out, and I've never said this. When I was younger, I was into wrestling, like WWE. I mean, not WF, NWA. I used to want to be a wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, man. You know, I was into, that AWA, Steve Strong and Kamala and Iron Sheik and
Is the people
Paul
that
Orndorff.
on the TV, they are like the oily joints?
Yeah,
and like,
I was
okay.
like, oh, wow, I want to be a wrestler. Because I was a wrestling fiend. So I wanted to do that. Either that or star in scary movies.
Want to be an actor in scary movies?
Yeah, me and my brothers, man, we were horror flick fans, like 8 years old, and my mom and dad like, yeah, we're gonna take y'all to see Star Wars. We was like, ooh, Dad, Mom, we don't want to see that. What y'all want to see? We want to see Halloween. Like, what? Friday? What's wrong with these boys?
How many brothers you had?
I got this 4 of us. I'm the second oldest.
Oh wow! That must be a very active household. I can imagine.
Man, that's all we watched was scary movies, a little sci-fi, but mostly horror. But I found out later on, I'm like, why do we like horror so much? So I go over to my grandmother's house and just looking through her collection. Nothing but horror films from the 40s and 50s, Frankenstein and vampire. I'm like, this is where we get this from. So.
And now I would want to know why your grandmother was into scary movies like that.
I have no idea, but
it makes sense. It makes sense.
I have no idea why she liked it. I never even asked her. I'm just like, okay, it's a genetic thing.
Okay, that makes sense. So wrestling,
wrestler
or acting,
acting.
And I'm not sure if the wrestling is still working out for you, but maybe the movies will work out for you.
Yeah, the movie probably would have worked, but yeah.
Well, thank you for giving us that.
I wouldn't even last one round. You know what I mean?
And the other question was like, now as you got more advanced into your DJing journey, what's the music versus, I guess, music business or whatever comes with the unmusic part, if you find yourself ever, or have you found yourself at a point where you had to where it wasn't easy to navigate that thin line
was it
easy? Music politics versus it's all about the music?
That's the thing. I pick and choose, man. Like, the business side, of course, can be cutthroat, so I try to stick with the people that I know wouldn't be so cutthroat, I guess. I stick with my usual people, man, and the new people I try to stay away from, because they always talk a good game, and talking a good game, everything sounds good, but if I don't feel good energy from you, I'm not messing with it. So
Okay.
if I try to stick to the same people
Yeah.
because
That makes me wonder how, just based on how you tell your stories, or like how it's like, oh yeah, I just, played a few gigs and I played with Theo and everything. Correct me if I'm wrong. It seemed like happened very naturally, right? It's just something that you obviously were and are good at, amazing. But some people, they have a journey of trials and tribulations, and it seems like that was something that happened for you organically and just grew organically.
yeah,
And now, I don't know how many years later. I think you've been DJing
33
for
years.
many years later. You're still doing what you're
Yeah.
doing. So, is there? Yeah. Do you think there's a particular reason for that? Like, what is it? Do you have any certain mentors that guided you already when you started early on, or were you always like basing everything off of energy, like I know where to go, I know how to trust myself, and you know what I mean? Versus when other people maybe start doing something and they don't have a mentor, they don't have people around them that they can trust, that are doing the same thing as you, then you have to figure out yeah.
Yeah. Theo Parrish, of course. The three chairs, basically.
All of the chairs.
Yeah, all of them. Cause coming up in the scene when I was younger, I didn't get much love. A lot of older people, and I would be at the parties and they look at me strange, like, shouldn't you be listening to some Tupac or I think it gave me that I'm in the wrong place look. But the only people that show love was Three Chairs and a couple other our homies. My homie Ray Bone. He showed love. He was a mentor. Um, so a lot, a lot of them. But those Three Chairs and then Ray Bone, they were the ones that mentored me and guided me. Gave me confidence. Like, man, nah, you come, bring some records. You playing with us tonight.
Oh,
Like,
that's
oh wow,
nice. Yeah.
okay, you know. So
Yeah, I feel like that's important to have, though, to
yeah,
have people like that.
yeah. And so what I do now, if I see something, especially the younger gen, I'm like, oh, you got it. I do the same thing. Try to mentor them and the do's and don'ts and all of that good stuff. So
And that's important. I always think it's important for the younger folks to talk to the elders and vice
yeah.
versa, you know.
But now you have these young DJs. They're out here and they try to give advice. I'm like, bro, you just started 7 years ago. Like, I mean, it's cool you giving advice, but you giving advice like you've been doing this for 15 years, and like, it's like the tutorial videos, the DJ tutorial videos. They say you should bring the record in this way. You should bring if every DJ followed those tutorials, the DJ industry would be the worst thing ever because everybody would sound the same. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's cool to give advice, but don't tell me I should bring the record in when the vocals stop. That's what make this DJ thing beautiful because everybody's different. I sound different from Ricardo Villalobos or something like that. We two totally different entities, but whoever follows me knows my sound, and whoever knows Ricardo follows his sound. And chances are we don't sound the same. That's how it's supposed to be, you know? And that's what people don't get it, like certain stuff, in my opinion, certain stuff shouldn't be taught by certain people. you know, like you know, you don't deserve to be a teacher. You know, because people in their egos. You know, and like don't tell me what I should do. Like I don't like playing like that. I don't like being smooth. It's boring. Like no man. That's just me. That smooth shit is nice, but not all the time. I want some curveballs thrown. Throw me a fastball. Yeah. Some of the best DJs weren't the best mixers. So that's just me.
And I think my question escaped me now. I listening to your answer, I had a question, but it maybe come back to me. I remember you telling me on different occasions when I asked you something, I was like, "Oh, I don't really go out that much."
I don't.
A lot of people, a lot of DJs probably would say that because you're either working or you're at home.
Traveling, that traveling, any DJ, you're gonna go through it. So when you do a lot of that traveling, hopping plane to plane, city to city, hotel to hotel, 30,000 feet in the air, when you get home, man, you don't want to do none of that. Come home from a gig and somebody playing from out of town tonight in your city, like, oh God, I don't know. I'm like, I'll see you on the road, bro.
I'll wait when we're together on the same party. That's when I see you.
Yeah, I'll see you on the road, bro. I can't do it. I just got back, But if like the 2020 thing, that was one of the worst points of my life. But I am thankful for it. I'm thankful for the good and bad times. And that was the worst time of my life. But I learned from that. And
You learned from having to sit down for
yeah,
a
to
minute.
sit down and that made me miss the nightlife. So it's like, don't take this for granted. If somebody's there, go out sometimes. Like, but you should see me before then. I wasn't going anywhere. I was at home. That was the club.
Club bed.
Yeah, club pillow.
We all know. We've all been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my question is, so hypothetically, if you would go out and, sometimes here and there, and since this podcast is called Dance to the Music, I sometimes ask, what is your perfect dance floor, right? I'm sure, or even if you don't go out anymore, you did go out in the past, and what is something like that you look for in a party that tells you, oh yeah, this, besides obviously the music and the DJ playing what you want to hear, or maybe not what you want to hear, but that something good, something that really inspires you to dance and releases all the
a good sound system. That's number one right there. Anything else don't matter.
second turn.
Well, the DJ as well. It does matter. And it depends on the DJ if I want to hear them that night.
Yeah,
it depends
you
on the
can't hear
night.
everybody on the same. I agree with you. You have to be in the mood for.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like, if it's a homie, like my homie Ray Bone, I don't get to hear him play much. So if I'm tired or not, I have to go hear him because I'm not gonna be here next week. Let me go hear the homie Ray Beasy. So but people I know that's active, you can go see that. You can go see him next week. So I can chill.
You sound like a New Yorker. I don't have to go out. He come back 2 months from now. I see him again.
Yeah, what I mean. But if you think about it, like, man, he playing next week. I'll see him next week. I'll see him next week at Spotlight or something. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but
okay, sound system and the good records.
That sound system got to be on point. Unfortunately, in Detroit, it's not. You can get that together, you know. That's the thing, you know. In the '90s, it was fire, but now it's like okay, it's more about bottle service and plug and play. You know, it's most this generation now is plug and play, meaning that you get you the Pioneer CDJs and the what is that, the 900? Plug it in and play. No tuning, no nothing. You don't need to tune the sound system.
Yeah.
None of that. That's those days
But
are
is
over.
it the like because the venues don't really have a person there, a sound person there, or also the DJs don't know enough about
Well,
sound?
here's the thing. All of the above. There's where there's a sound guy, but really don't know what he's doing. You know, like I said, he's part of the plug and play generation. So, you don't really need to tune the sound system. I'm like, yes, you do, because you know the space, the walls, you know, the ceiling, all of that matters. You know, and a lot of clubs in Detroit don't get that, man. You know, there's a few, maybe one or two, but all of that plays a part. You know, and like I said, most of those sound guys don't care. You know, it's like not like back in the day. You know, where it was no plug and play. You had to tune. You know, especially if you got turntables, you just can't set the turntables up and no, you have to adjust the weights for the cartridge. You know, there's several factors. You know, but unfortunately, plug and play.
All right.
You know,
Kind of something that's also maybe comes with the plug and play is that performative DJ aspect, or I call it the performative DJ
the
aspect.
circus.
Yeah, you call it the circus. I
act.
call it the breakfast buffet, where people just walk up to the booth and then just look at you and see what's happening. Or all you can eat buffet, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just like I have a question, when that happens to you, I'm sure you have people, no matter where, like come to the front and just look at you and stare at you instead of just dance. What is it something what is it that you wish you could tell? Because if you're you're doing your job, you're playing, you know, you can't. What is it that you would tell people that just roll up to the booth like that and stare? What is it that you wish you could tell those folks?
I don't have that happen so much now.
Oh no, that's good.
But when that does happen, well, what we used to do is the records we would mark it out. So like what's that record? I don't know. Somebody gave it to me. We know it, but we just marked it out with a marker, magic marker. And that's about it. But now, I don't have that happen so much. When it does,
I'm just like not even like looking what you're playing actively. They're literally just like coming and then just staring at you, you know?
Oh, this.
Exactly that. Yeah,
I just let them do them.
Oh, okay.
As long as they, they're not touching something. I've had that happen once.
Wait, touching the turntables and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, when they're completely wasted? Oh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I haven't had anything like too serious where I had to get into a fight in that. But that's the most I had to, like the teachers used to do back in the day when they had the ruler and hit you on the hand, like, get out of here, man. That's but
Nothing crazy.
yeah, I don't invite stuff like that. I don't even.
I've never been to a place where I've seen you play. Like I'm not saying, I just know random people. I know that people who know Marcellus, they come to dance.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there's always somebody who does not know Marcellus, and they
Right.
happen to be at the party too. And then
Right.
if they're a little bit intoxicated, who knows what happened? So
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't had like anything too crazy. Knock on wood, So yeah, but like I said, just that. And oh, I did have something. Wait a minute. I
wait
just
a minute.
thought about it. Yeah, in Italy. I think it was Taranto. It was in Taranto. I was playing a small club and queuing my record up, and I see this huge commotion. And I'm like, oh shit, I feel like I'm back in Detroit. Oh shit. I'm looking and I'm like, put my record on, cue it, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh shit, wow. And then so after they were done with it, I seen one of the promoters, he had a whole bunch of records in his hand. Like, oh wow. Come towards me. It's like, yeah, we just had somebody that tried to steal your records.
Oh, are you serious?
So all those records
I
that
think you
was
told
in
me
his
that.
hand,
Oh my god.
all those records, they were mine. And I look back, I was like, my crate is small. But that commotion was them
Walking away with your records?
Yeah, they caught him and they brought my records back. I was like, whoa, damn, wow. I was tripped out. I was like, whoa. So I was just like, fuck, wow. I'm glad that happened. Shit, wow. Because at that time I already had queued up my records, so I didn't need to turn around and see what was going on. But yeah, he tried to do that fast. Like he did that quick.
The audacity.
Yeah, the audacity. But they caught him. And like I said, I was just like, oh shit, I'm back in the D. Yeah. Like, oh shit, what the fuck going on? And then, yeah, the guy just had a whole bunch of records. Put them right back in my bag. Like he tried to steal your shit. I was like, whoa.
So don't go nowhere near.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
That's why sometimes now when I play with records, depends on where I'm at. I don't like to put them in that, like this, the record holder. Especially if the booth is, open. When I see that, you should put your record late. Nope. Because of that incident.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you weren't the only one who has ever tried it. You probably tried to pull that one before.
Yeah, man. Like I've heard crazy stories, like people DJing with the flash drive.
Yeah,
they turn around,
and
then the song is looping. And like, why is this song looping? And their flash drive is gone.
That's very low, but
that's super low.
Hey,
super low. Yeah.
I don't even know what to say. I'm like, really?
Yeah. So all you want to be DJs. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to go through a lot of that. Especially if you're a bad person. If you're a bad person, that karma's gonna come back on you. Yep. You get your record stolen. Man, all crazy shit.
Well, I'm glad you got your records back.
Yeah. Man, that would have been the worst.
And then you try to play that record and be like, I know I put it in the bag. Bro, what is it?
Why is my record bag small? Why is it? Yeah. Because if you would have got away with that, that's what would have happened. Yeah.
Wow.
But fortunate for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you have it.
Yeah.
Glad you got caught.
Yeah.
I would like to, if you don't mind, talk about your productions a little bit, about your music. My personal opinion, your tracks are what I call the perfect combination of grime, or I should say grit, not grime as the UK grime, but like grimy and gritty and soulful and soul, right? I feel like it's a little bit, I was going to say, I feel like that's a Detroit thing. But then there's also how much like is Marcellus in there? Like, what is the emotional, personal side of that makes a Marcellus Pittman track?
I don't know. It's the feeling. It depends on the day. You know what I mean? Depends on the day and depends on how life is going. You know. You know. It might be a sunny day, and I'm thinking of sun. I call it sunshine music. You know, like a lot of the stuff that was made in L.A. sounds, happy
Bouncy.
because there's a lot of sunshine. You know, and it sounds, like, especially the hip hop. You got some that's grimy, but most of that stuff sounds happy. The sunshine makes you feel good. And sometimes I make sunshine music. Sometimes I make evil music. It depends. I don't have like when I go in the studio, I don't have like a specific theme
It just
or
depends on
theme
how
I
you
go
feel.
for. Yeah, it depends on now. There are times where I just sit around and something comes to me. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds good. I got to make that, But most of the time, uh, just like, it's exercise.
Mm-hmm. So is there obviously Detroit plays that big part, and I just remember I had John Dixon and he mentioned that one thing he wished is that sometimes there will be more harsh Detroit winters now, because then it's
Yes,
very,
I agree with him. I agree.
he said the rooms are cold and you make
Yeah.
this sort of music
Mhm.
that's
Yeah.
I guess Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that code, but it brings the best out of you. Like, I remember 2013, I think it was the coldest ever in the history of Detroit, Michigan. And that time was, man, I was busy, 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 busy. I was in the back creating. Yeah, but now for the last 4 or 5 years, not much snow. When it does, it's like, oh yes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is about that snow, but the creativity is just, it brings out the creativity, and John Dixon is 100% right, and I think a lot of you know musician producers will actually agree.
I can see. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that makes actually sense.
Yeah.
You're inside the house. You don't go
Yeah.
outside much. Okay,
It's that
well,
warmth, and it's cold outside, but the furnace is going, and out bit. You in your PJs, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is about that, but
do you
it's a good
get
feeling.
do you get a chance to make music on the road as well? Do you work on music while you're touring
Yeah, I
also?
try to. I bring. I got what's that? MPC one.
You try.
Um, and then Logic. I'm still I like gear. I like it.
Touching
Yeah, I
things.
like it to be there. Like pointing and clicking is dope, but you know, using my fingers more is, I like doing that.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Right.
Can I ask you about two tracks? This is solely personal because these are like favorites of mine. One, if the first one I have to mention is "Can't Forget About You." And if people who know me, they know I really like this track, and I sent them to them as reference tracks as well.
Wow.
What is just a little bit? Maybe you remember how that came about. If it was one of those, I'll just play around and it happened. You were
Yeah,
going
'cause,
through something. I don't know.
There's like, I made like 2, 3 different versions of that, and that sample was from the song on what's the name of that label?
I don't want to be the one to tell samples, so I don't want
One of those labels from a cool ass producer from here.
If you're house head, I'm sure people know the sample.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like 3, 4 different versions of that. but the version I came out with is the most recent version. Like there's versions of that song 10 years ago that I never put out. Like that song is old. Yeah, it's old. Like, and but the process now was that I just heard the sample and was like, oh wow, that sounds good. And did like 3 or 4 different takes, of that track, and the one you like is the result of the new batch. That was the newest batch. Yeah, yeah. The older ones they're good, but not like that one, in my opinion.
I don't know. I didn't hear the other ones. I only know one.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, and then the other one is Pick Yourself Up.
Oh wow, that one.
Is that you singing? I know it says featuring somebody else, but that's you, right?
Yeah, that's my
I hope I didn't spill the secret.
ego. Crystal Procedures. That name came about crazy, man.
Tell me.
Crystal Procedures came about when my girl and I was in this place in Detroit called Randazzo's. And, when we go shopping, we act like little kids, little kids. And she was like, "Excuse me, sir, what is your name?" I don't know. I don't know what made me say it. I was like, "Crystal." She's like, "Crystal what?" "Crystal Procedures." I mean, we was just acting stupid, and then that name stuck. That name caught me. I was like, man, I'm gonna use that name. So this is the only place you're here. If you see Crystal Procedures, you know who that is.
I did Google Crystal Procedures. And that was somebody. It's like that. Okay, so it is. It is.
Yeah. That's altered. That's the singer in me, But yeah, that came about that song. There was another one of those tunes I made. I think I made that like 30 minutes. The actual song, but the lyrics, I don't know what made me do it. It was just like it needs some vocals. And I'm like, I was like, I don't know anybody. You know what? I'm gonna do it myself. So yeah, it's nothing special.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting to sometimes listen to producers talk about their own music. How it was like, I just made this. I didn't think about it. But then those tracks, they have something. People have feelings about these tracks, and they, oh, I remember when I listened to this song, or like, this and that. And then you're just like, I just made it in 30 minutes. I was like, oh, okay. Well.
Yeah, that one's old too. That was made 15 years ago. 15, 20
Didn't
years.
It come out during the pandemic or before already? I feel. Oh, you made it already a long time ago?
Yeah, I made it a long time ago. Like I played it I remember the first time I ever played that track out. I played it in Verona for Patrick and Neroli Records. Oh my God. They know who they are. But my brain, Patrick, Mother Tongue, Patrick from Mother Tongue, and Enrico for Neroli Records at their party, and played it there. And man, what the hell is that? Like, you like that, really? And so every time I played it out, they were like, man, I like that. Yeah, I'm like, holy shit, that's okay. I need to put this one out then.
Is that usually you test the crowd? Okay.
Yeah. Same with when there's somebody out there.
Yeah, I heard you tell the story before. You played it in Chicago.
I played it in Chicago, Smart Bar, 3 chairs, and let me play this tune. And I was like, whoa. I mean, you know how Theo is. Theo was snapping Jamie 326 was snapping. They was like, man, what the fuck is that? It's like, yeah, man. I've never got a reaction like that since. Like, that was amazing. I was like, okay, yeah, I know what my next
Scary
EP's gonna be.
movies came in.
Yeah, my next scary movie is gonna be. Yeah. And that's why on the flip side is Chicago Nights. So yeah.
That makes sense. So your label, are there any new projects coming out?
Yeah.
Either some
Yeah.
at some point.
Vinyl eventually, but you can expect most of the new stuff to come out Bandcamp first, then hit the vinyl because of course the vinyl takes longer to process and all of that. But yeah, there's definitely new music coming for you.
Okay, so we can be excited already.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah. Before you can expect some stuff before the end of the year.
Mm-hmm. Do you differentiate between, like, based on what you just told me, how you make tracks? Do you differentiate? Oh, I'm gonna keep this for Unirhythm, or I'm like, oh, I'm gonna give this to.
You know what? I used to be like that. Then I stopped, and now I'm back on that energy again. Cause like when I release certain stuff and I listen to, I'm like, damn, I should have kept that for me. Yeah. I'm like, I should have been on Unirhythm. So yeah, I'm pro that.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Is it also? I feel like, having your own label, I think, is definitely part of like the times, right? It's easier to have a label than it was 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
But I also realized it's a very Detroit thing, the DIY approach of having just keeping control of your stuff and doing it your way. Is that still the
that's
definitely
still
a reason of like, nah, I'm gonna keep this. This is
that's still the program, I mean, what better way to have control of your music by you putting your own stuff out, Plus, you don't have to worry about time restrictions and all of that, and then the rejection. You can reject your own stuff.
People reject your stuff?
No, what I
was
mean?
gonna say,
like,
who?
No. Like, you submit a song to a label and they go, we don't like that. And then next thing you know, you put it on your label and it sell like hotcakes. And then that label, we're interested. No. It don't work that way. So that's the beauty of having. The disadvantage is maybe money-wise, it costs, But I mean, there's always other alternatives, Like I said, Bandcamp, there's other avenues. You can do Spotify when people choose.
If you want to.
Yeah, if you want to, but I would recommend Bandcamp. Cause
straight to the people.
Yeah, straight. I didn't buy this equipment for nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't buy this $2,000 beat machine. Make money. Yeah, and that's. I don't want to get mad talking about that shit, but yeah, you can control, what mix you put out, how the music comes,
Do you mix your own stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
why did I even ask?
Not in a big studio, not yet. Well, I can't because I'm on the road. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, I'm looking forward to whenever we got something new coming out. Yeah. We're almost at the end, so I don't want to keep you much longer. I have to make sure I don't repeat questions and ask you boring questions that people ask you all the time. Yeah. Had a little previous conversation. Yeah. You already answered my question on mentorship. One thing, just like a quick, is this something that you, not necessarily music related, just something that you always wanted to do and you still have to tackle? It's like, I don't know, I'm putting something random out, like I don't know, climb the Mount Everest or some craziness.
Go
What
to
I mean?
yeah,
Like, or become a wrestler, or like maybe not anymore, but something that
Right.
that you always wanted to do, but you haven't yet.
I haven't been to Egypt. I haven't been to Easter Island. I travel. I'm a Sagittarius, so
What does that mean?
I think I'm a true Saggy. I love to travel. I was like that ever since I was a kid. So
I'm a Cancer. I also like to
travel. Yeah, it depends on your chart placements too.
Oh, I think the moon is in Sagittarius, so maybe okay, I'll take that.
Yeah. So yeah.
I don't know all the planets.
Yeah. I love astrology. But yeah. Going to places I've never been, like I said, Easter Island, Egypt. As far as mountain climbing,
that was an
example.
What?
I would love to climb Mount Fuji. That would be nice. I think that is the most perfect. Wow. It looks like a pyramid when you see it in person. Like I cried when I seen Mount Fuji. It looked so beautiful. Like wow, that is the most perfect volcano I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, go climb Mount Fuji maybe. If I want to do some crazy.
I didn't want to call it
inactive volcano. Why not?
Is it really inactive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Inactive volcano. Skydiving. Not.
Are you afraid of heights or no?
That would be nice.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, go to space. Yep, go to space.
Okay. I didn't expect that, but listen.
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. And then my last question is, I ask this question all the time. First 3 tracks that come to your head when you think about dance. Meaning makes you dance, makes other people dance.
Thai LC, Cherry Pie remix. Masters at Work, Shouting Out, featuring Donald Rush. And the third one would be Disco Fever, Rare Essence.
Okay.
Yes.
That was a very rapid answer. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm at the end of my question. Anything you want to say that I haven't asked you? Did I ask you and be like, don't ask that ever again?
What I would like to say is keep the mom and pop record stores open and go record shopping. Because we had to sell our records too.
Yes.
So.
Thank you. Very important.
Right.
Keep things analog.
Yeah.
Human connection.
There's nothing wrong with digital, but
But
support a record store every now and then. Buy a CD. Vinyl. Vinyls.
No.
Vinyls, as y'all like to say, the vinyls. Do you have your vinyls? That do sound kind of cringe. It's cringe.
It hurts in the ears.
It's like the back, the blackboard,
and the nails.
Yeah, but yeah.
Thank you, Marcellus.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
For sure.